Tough day Saturday against a really good football team. I don't want to make too much of how good Houston was in too light of we weren't good enough. Even though I feel they're a very good football team, I was disappointed in some areas, especially our offensive output. I knew that we would be outmanned at times in certain positions, but I fully expected us to move the ball and do more than what we showed. Defensively, I think we came, like I said Saturday, I think we came away with some positives. I think we have an opportunity to go on and be a good defense, but when your offense is out there for 40-something plays, your defense is out there for nearly 100, it's tough to even evaluate your defense. We got to do more offensively to help our defense out. Going forward, there are some things that we're looking at. We're always trying to improve. Hopefully we will see a much improved offensive effort this Saturday. It's going to take all three phases. Moving on to Sam Houston, obviously they're a very good football team. I don't know if this week's polls come out. They were number 4 and they were idle, so they're 3 now. Okay, they're 3. Offensively, Jeremiah Briscoe looks like a quarterback. It's taken the first team reps. That was the only thing I think kind of held him back last year. He was splitting time. He looked very good, very relaxed the first game. High completion rates, getting the ball out on time, making the right decisions. It looks like a seasoned quarterback. Obviously, the running game with Corey Avery, he's coming back. He's a preseason All-American, ran for over 1,400 yards last year. I like their line overall, but I really like their left tackle, Curtis Rover, and I like their center, Bridge Blunt. Both those guys are preseason All-Conference and will be good players for them. They do a good job up front. So they're running it, throwing it. They got great receivers. I'm going to mispronounce his first name, but Lewis, number 9. I think he's got a Dia Lewis. He's a preseason All-American and got off to a good start the other night. Just a good offensive football team with a lot of players back. Defensively, very good up front. P.J. Hall is as good a defensive lineman in this league or in this country. And I like their tackles, Latal and De La Rosa. And then they feed off of that. A.J. Davies is a good linebacker. And they got good secondary, Simone or Sammy Webb, I should say. I think is the best one, but they're good all over. Didn't see enough of their punting game to evaluate. They got a new guy there, but they're just a good, solid football team, and we know that. And we played 2 good football teams to prepare us for this one. So if playing good teams will get you ready, we should be ready. Well, we're going to have more production out of that position, and that's going to depend on a lot of things, and it's going to depend on this week in practice. I'm glad we don't play today. I'm not ready to make those decisions today, but I think after the second half of Coastal and the entire game at Houston, we got to look at some things. Now, it's tough to evaluate a little bit off of Houston with them being so good, but at the same time, the production wasn't there. So we're looking at a lot of things this week. I'm not ready to do that right now. Well, I like to think so. I mean, we played 2 good football teams, and I'm not complaining. I still would like for us to play better. I still like to have seen more improvement from the first game, the second game. But we've played 2 good football teams, and I think that'll carry out as the season going. I think you'll see Coastal staying in our top 20, and I think you'll see Houston staying in the top 10. With that being said, we still got to get better as a football team. But if you get better by playing good people, we're getting better because we play good people. Well, it's kind of two-edged. I think on one hand, we know how difficult it's going to be because we know how good they are. On the other hand, we did beat them. Mm-hmm. So we should have some confidence that we can play well against a team that's this talented. But we understand how good they are. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't think they were flat last year. They may have been a little overconfident. I don't know. Right? You know, you prepare your team. That certainly won't be the case. So he said 2 weeks to prepare them mentally, and they'll be ready to play. I'm not concerned about that. They'll be ready to play. Well, I don't think we need another statement win. I think we've had a number of those. I would like to get a good win against the top team at home for our home crowd more than that. But for our program, I think we've made enough statements. We need to knock off the preseason favorite and begin conference 1-0. That could springboard us to some things, but that's why I want to see us win this game, is because this is a open conference game and it's against a good team. Well, I think we're going to have to be two-dimensional offensively. I think they'll have a little bit of understanding of how good Cade could be and what they need to do to stop our running game, and they've had 2 weeks to focus on that. And I think we're going to have to be two-dimensional. Defensively, I look for us to play a lot better than we did last year. I don't look for us to give up 46 points. And I'm not saying that to challenge Sam to score that. I just look for us to be a better defensive football team than we were last year in that ballgame.